Hello, everyone. Welcome to Lilian and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Robin. Robin is from London in the UK. So let's see what Robin has to say. Enjoy the interview. So, hello, Robin. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, William, and you?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time this evening for the interview. Thank
My
you.
pleasure, my pleasure.
So, tell me, how was your day today?
It was amazing. I started off, I had just this booked, scheduled in my diary today, and the whole day ended up being full. So it was quite surprising, but it was really good.
Oh, thanks again for putting myself on your busy schedule. So,
Well,
tell me, yeah, there.
I was gonna say, well, if you're in London, it's like spring has really sprung today. It's a gorgeous day, sunny, warm, and I think it's just, the vibe has changed.
I know. I think summer, it's kind of knocking the door to
Yeah.
just to
It
get
is
in.
indeed.
So tell me where you're from, Robin.
I'm British by birth, but I grew up in Australia. I spent a large part of my life in Sydney. But now I'm living in London. I've just moved back for the second time. So I lived here for 11 years in the past. And then I moved back 4 months ago.
Wow. So tell me the journey. Why Australia? Why did you grow up there?
Well, my parents just took us all off there. So I think they wanted somewhere that was, warm, safe, easy. And that's how we went.
I see. So you spend most of the time you spend some time in Australia and some time in London. How does it work?
I still spent the majority of my life in Australia. And
Mhm.
so as an adult, I came to London in my mid 30s to mid 40s. And then I went back to Australia. And now in my next decade, I've come back to London, which is surprising because I never thought I would do it. But here I am.
And what do you do for work, for living, Robin?
Interesting question. So I'm currently a lawyer in Australia,
Mhm.
but I'm looking to change out of that. Obviously, I'm now in London. So it's an interesting dynamic. And I'm looking at moving into the wellness space.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
And why did drastically change from from law to the well-being world?
It's really interesting. So I lived in Sydney. I had a lovely life. I was a lawyer. I had good money. I lived in an amazing place. I lived very close to the harbour. I could go for a walk in the morning. I could see the harbour, the ships, the boats, the Sydney Harbour Bridge, the Opera House. But for me, it wasn't really enough. Like I didn't feel completely satisfied there. And what I realized was I just love the dynamism of living in Europe. And for me, thanks to Brexit, I, you know, I can live in London. I can't live in other parts of Europe, but I can live in London. But it gives me access to Europe. And for me, that just was something I really wanted for the rest of my life. So that's how I came
And
here.
and your parents, they are British?
My parents are British, yeah, they're still in Australia. So the rest of my family's still in Australia.
Amazing. I found very fascinating, when people, they literally change their path in life. They try something different, they connect with a new journey. And I think it's amazing for us to be able to, to have those opportunities and just embrace it.
It's, I became a lawyer at the age of 49, which was quite unusual. Even just the school I went to was like, wow, this is like pushing the boundaries. Um, but also, for me, I got to the age and I was like, I just could see the trajectory of my life. Like I was looking at it and I thought, I just feel like I know exactly how everything is going to go for the next 20 years. And I just didn't, that's not what I wanted. And it was a massive leap to come back to London. And it's people like, what the hell are you moving to the UK for? The weather, the weather, the weather. But, life is not just sunshine. Life is a multifaceted, dynamic sort of beast. And certainly for me anyway. And, I think you just need to, like, for some people, having that sunshine and the safety and everything is exactly what they want. But for me, like I wanted something different, and to jump ship from and come in and pursue that. Yeah, it's been definitely interesting. It's been challenging, but like I'm at this event tonight, and it's been it's an amazing synchronicity how it's come about. So I think, you jump off the cliff and things are, I'm really big on believing like things do work out. Maybe not as you expect, but things do work out for you.
Totally. And it worked out the way that meant to be, for sure.
Correct. Even if you don't know it, and quite often, even if you don't know it at the time, usually with hindsight, you go, wow, that's amazing how that happened in that way.
And I just got goosebumps now saying that, because it's very powerful, because sometimes when we are in this part of our lives where things are changing, we are a bit not knowing is a powerful place to be. And some, it's a place where you don't know what's gonna go, how it's gonna go, but the adventure of get to the place, that's the most enjoyable part. That's
I've done many different things in my life, and at one point I actually retrained as a coach. And one of the key things that I came across was this little sort of cartoon and image of your comfort zone and like where the magic happens. And I mean, if you Google it, it's very easy to find on Google Images. And it's basically saying like the magic happens outside your comfort zone. But it's amazing. And I'm pretty good thinking like I'm the black sheep. Like if somebody says, let's go right, I'm going left and I'll see you later. But I realized like how much I was in my comfort zone, and it's the older you get, it's a little bit more challenging to step out of that comfort zone. And even in ways when I thought I was really like quite radical and but then you get a bit afraid, a bit of fear. And also like the whole thing with fear, even like, well, what's real fear, what's not real fear? So yeah, totally. It's an interesting dynamic.
And I think when you have those butterflies in your tummy, that's the excitement. Scary, but excitement at the same time. Like, my God, where I'm stepping in right now. Is this the right place? Those questions.
I had this really good business mentor who used to say, like, apparently, like, the energy of fear and excitement is the same thing, just labeled different ways. It's just how you interpret it. So,
totally.
Who knows?
Robin, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of view?
Of course I am. It could be interesting. Who knows what little Jack in the Box is going to come out?
Absolutely. So welcome to William and the Magic Box.
Hey,
my best friend. Wonderful questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to play a song just for us to relax before the first question. Okay?
Okay.
Let's do it. Okay, so before we start the game, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about, you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Right, first question is, what would your ideal life look like?
Wow, my ideal life, what would it look like? I would love to be having, apparently the term is a portfolio career. So portfolio career is a new buzzword. I didn't know it till like 2 weeks ago. So I want to be spending time, like I'm good at being a professional. Like I've been a professional in my life, but I'm good at not being a professional. I want to work with people. I want to do massage work. I want to do a whole bunch of different stuff. And I think for me, like variety is the spice of life. So my ideal life really encompasses that aspect on a day-to-day basis. Ultimately, though, I'm really moving into the space where I want to I want to work with other people, and I just want to give back to other people. Like at some point I'm going to die, and I don't really care about leaving anything to anyone. But so what I can do though is impact people while I'm alive. So for me, that's my ideal life, is to be able to assist people, work with people day to day, and help them, just live a better life. And for me, that like life of contribution is what I want to do with my life.
Talking about, saying that, what would be the title of your memoir?
The title of my memoir. Did he really do that?
Why is that?
Yeah. Did I really do that? Yeah, and the answer will probably be yes. Why is that? Because, I think I've had a very, structured, straight career, like I was an accountant before, I was a lawyer before, but I have another side to my personality as well that's quite flamboyant. And like I said, people want to say, let's go right, I will go left. And so I don't necessarily feel like I fit into any sort of regular molds.
Hmm.
And also, I think it's a bit like, I did it my way. Like, I think for me, like, freedom has always been a really big value of mine. And
Hmm.
I really, no matter what happens, I can always look back and go, whatever happens, I did it my way. I lived my life. And for me, that's super important.
What's your star sign astrology, Robbie?
I'm a Scorpio. What about you?
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. When you said all of that, I said he's Scorpio for sure. I'm sure. Which day?
I'm in November, in the 18th of November.
I'm 17th of November.
Oh,
Oh my God. When you start saying
wow. There we go.
taking, all of those things, I don't fit here, I don't fit there. I go to the opposite side. I was like,
Wow. That's so interesting. So we're going to talk about that. So I had a couple of tattoos done when I was like in my 30s, and then I didn't have any tattoos done, and I was like, I'm never probably going to get another tattoo in my life. It's just, and all my tattoos, like, you can't really see them. And then when I was like a couple of years ago, I went and got 2 new massive tattoos, and on my forearm, so they're like they're there, and one on this arm, and they're very much related to being a Scorpio. So I really believe in transcendence.
Mhm.
And the thing about you can't have new life without death. So I'm not scared of death at all, because for me, death is the beginning of something, not the end of something. So it is the end of something, but the end of something as a way to the beginning of something else. And in that same way, like, you can't go for something new if you don't let go of the old. So I'm a huge believer in that. And I just that's my Scorpio energy. Like, other than the other bits of Scorpio energy that we have, that I know from that grin of yours, I know exactly what you're talking about. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah,
Absolutely.
that's
Absolutely.
a big one of mine.
I think it's a few years ago, I met a lovely lady. She's a friend of one of my friends back in Brazil, and she loves astrology. And she told me once, like, it's been a while now, she told me once, said, William, Scorpio, it's a very interesting star sign, because Scorpio, like, it's a bit, when they see something danger, they prohibit it. Scorpio loves to go there. It's something, it attracts it. And she said something interesting, I never forgot. She said to me, they did a research in history, and they realized that the most danger, like, people in history, that's the murders, people that they left that's really drastically, mark in life, like very bad things in the world, most of them they're Scorpio. In the other side, in the other hand, the biggest wisdom in people, like, they left their signature in the world, they left their mark in the world. Pablo Picasso is Scorpio. So she said to me, they were Scorpio as well. So Scorpio is like this; they can go both ways. And she explained, Scorpio is very
extreme.
We
love extreme.
Yes, it's intense, like this intensity.
Yeah.
And she said that, so yes, Scorpio is a sign that they're so expressive. They can, this way they are very. They have something about Scorpio that people wonder all the time. So I never forgot that. So yeah, I understand. Now back to us again. When you start describing your life a little bit, I was like, he's a Scorpio for sure. Amazing. Next question. Let's do it. Okay. Next question is, what do you like to cook the most?
I love to cook salmon. If you look at what I cook, I love to cook salmon. It's my go-to standard thing. What I love to cook most, if I'm not doing salmon, like my day-to-day, I love to cook something extremely complicated. Like, the thing that says the recipe that's like 40 ingredients. You have to make something and then make something else. And you take 1 tablespoon of that thing that you spent a day making and a tablespoon of the other thing you spent another day making to make the third thing. That's what I'd love to get into, like the complexity, just make it. Oh, how complex can you make it? I am there. Like, bring it on.
That's something that you don't like to eat at all?
Yeah, I don't like innards. Like, I mean, I eat some innards, but like the really esoteric, like chicken feet and stuff like that, not for me. Other than that, I love to consume anything.
I'm very adventurous. I was talking to a colleague at work about that, and all of that. I love it. All those
Wow.
things that people don't like it, I love it. I'm very easy. Saying that, what's the biggest joy of being Robin? What do you like the most about being?
So I love being, I'm gonna say, a unicorn. Like if I can bring sparkle, I can turn it on like this, I can turn it off like that. I can be the biggest bitch in the room, I can be the biggest, let's get this party started. And I think that's what I love about being me. Like I don't want to conform, and like people think, oh, you're this, you're that, you're no, I'm not any of those things. Bitch, you don't know me. Like, yeah, until you do not know me. And I think that's the ability to just like, I have a lot of energy and I can really direct it. But also I have, I can stand back and I can observe. Like you probably know, Scorpios love to observe.
Yeah.
So, but when I bring the energy, I love to bring the energy. So,
Oh, interesting.
bring the
Amazing.
party. Let's have a fiesta.
Next question. Actually, my ex-boyfriend was 18th of November, one day after mine. Can you imagine? My ex.
You had to get in first, of course.
Before the next question, tell me, what's the biggest joy of, you enjoyed about being a lawyer? What did you like the most about it, and the most challenging part?
Really? The joy. This is a serious question. You know what? The joy about being a lawyer. So one of the things that is interesting about my personality, I find, is that I can do a lot of different things. And it's both it's a blessing and it's a curse. So I can turn my mind to a lot of different things. I'm really good at learning. I'm really good at absorbing information. I'm good at systemizing. I'm good at organizing. I'm good at administration. I'm good at mathematics. But ultimately, I'm a people person. I think ultimately, I would much prefer to work with people. So the joy of becoming a lawyer was exercising my brain. Like I loved exercising my brain. The intellectual side of it was great. The challenges were, it's like for somebody who doesn't really fit into authoritarian structures very well, it's a very authoritarian, traditional, oh, you have to say things this way, you can't say that. And I'd just be like, really? Like, that was quite hard for me to, be in such a structured environment. And ultimately, I'm not going to stay there. So, yeah. That was a big challenge.
I see. Okay. Next question is, what do you think is a good age to start dating, and why?
Oh my God, don't do it. Don't ever start. Just stay an amoeba forever. Of course, Scorpios love to date. We love not even dating, anything around that field. We are into it full time. What is a good age? I don't know. I didn't start until I was quite late in my 20s.
Mhm.
And I'm now dating still in my 50s. And dating in your 50s is weird. Like, it's weird. But, it depends what you want. It really depends what you want. I mean, Scorpios, I think, crave deep emotional connection.
Yep.
And so if that's what you want, you need to date somebody. You need to have like one person that you hone in on and you want to like get totally inside them and figure out all about them. You want to like pull them inside out. So, it's a well that for me, dating just keeps regenerating, no matter the heartbreaks, no matter the disappointment. It's a well that just keeps regenerating, and I keep putting myself out there, and I think I probably always will. Until I don't need to. But even then, I mean, I'm a terrible flirt as well. I don't know about you. I bet you are a terrible flirt with that smile, naughty. I can see it. um, it's that connection with people that, so dating, connecting, it's the same thing, in a way.
Tell me the very first time that love hit you, that for you was like, oh, I feel it now.
Wow. So that was my first boyfriend. It was in 1995,
Mhm.
and yeah, that was the first time I really loved somebody.
Wow. Do you believe that there are different kinds of love?
Absolutely, I love the Greek take on different types of love. Some amazing girlfriends. I have had amazing relationships.
Yeah,
I have my family, obviously, that's like a love-hate relationship. Um, and I have some amazing friends. And also just, I think, as I get older, I'm more into this slightly more spiritual, holistic, trying to make the planet a better place, whatever you want to, but more like, everyone, you just begin to, I think it's a bit like a Buddhist approach. You realize that everyone is sort of suffering. Everyone is under, this illusion of suffering, and everyone has their own little stuff going on. And just try to make people's lives a little bit better. Why add to people's misery? So I'm really trying to avoid, and I I'm not a saint. I'm definitely not Mother Teresa, and I'm not the Buddha, and I do fail, and I'm sure sometimes I'm a pretty not a very nice person to some people.
I see.
But I really aim to be, to show people a little bit of kindness. Kindness and compassion is my big thing right now.
Amazing. Next question, ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Next one. Next question is, if you could be in somebody's place, in somebody's skin for 24 hours for any reason, who that would be and why?
I would, what's his name? Zelensky in Ukraine. Like, that is, wow, what a crazy, and this with Trump coming in, wow, that I can't imagine what that man must be going through. Whatever, and who knows what story, what is
Totally.
true, what's not true, but that is one crazy situation. Sorry, I shouldn't just think what much. Yeah, but I think yeah, it would be amazing. It would be amazing.
I was thinking about that today as like, my God, all those travels that he's going around the world, meeting those leaders, and it's just something that I never thought I would see that in a time life, the situation happening right now.
Yeah, no, it's really quite different.
See, cool. Next question, let's do it. Next question is, what makes you most uncomfortable about yourself?
Oh, that is a question. I have a bit of a temper. Being a Scorpio, we have the little sting in the tail, and I'm sure as you know, we have two claws and a sting in the tail. And we love, and they're known for being revengeful. And like, if I get triggered, and my temper can flare like that, and I will go for it. And that is something I really actually don't like about myself. Like, I can strip somebody down in 2 seconds flat, and it's really unpleasant. And that's something I really have started to work on in this decade of my life, to really tone that down.
Wow, amazing. Ready for the question, sir?
Wow, cool. Well, edit that into a masterpiece. And now am I going to ask you a question, right?
Very soon.
Okay, well, I'm jumping the gun.
3 questions left. Let's do it.
Oh, okay. Oh, so sorry. So you said we're done. Hey.
Okay. Next question is, are you a cat or a dog person?
Oh,
And
dog. Yeah. And
if you
we
could
don't
be an,
wait. I don't need to wait for you. I'm going to tell you right now. Dog. Anyway, go.
if you could be an animal, which one that would be and why?
I would be a unicorn. I know they're mythical, but I love the idea that I fly in somewhere, I can bring my magic, and I fly away. And you
Wow.
can't cage a unicorn. You can't trap a unicorn. You can't put a chain on it. It doesn't work that way. You just need to let it come in, do its magic, and fly on.
And if you could fly anywhere in the world right now as a unicorn, where would you go and why? Right this moment.
Right now, I wouldn't go anywhere. I've had an amazing day today, and it's after a very challenging winter, and I feel like the universe is saying, like, this is exactly where you're meant to be right now.
Wow.
It's
You think,
amazing.
Do you feel like you're living your best life right now, Robin?
I think we always think that our best life is coming in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really big on this, like, the past, present, future, and what our mind is doing and the mind games that we play. That's another big thing that I'm really focusing on at the moment, and just trying to live more in the present moment. And like, am I happy? At what level am I? How happy am I? Will I be happier tomorrow than today? I feel I'm on the way, but really, we only have today. So I think, yeah, I am. I'm actually living in the terms of it's a journey, not a destination. I think I am living my best life right now.
Well, so far, what has been the most meaningful lesson that life has taught you?
The meaningful lesson
That life has taught you?
Oh my goodness. Time is short. Life is short.
Mm-hmm.
There is no mañana. Like, you need to seize the day. And because you'll get too old, you'll get too sick, or something will happen. And that thing that you thought that you might be able to do someday, one day, will never come around. So I'm big on seize the day and just go and do it.
Amazing. 2 questions left.
Oh my God, that was a long question, wasn't it?
Before the next question, Robin, tell me, when was the moment that you decide to start this journey, wellness journey? Did something happen, or just like literally just like type, okay, let me explore this area?
No, so I was a lawyer. I've been an accountant before that, and I found that I spent my entire day on my own. I was in an office basically on my own with COVID, and then it just continued on. I'd sit in front of a computer 5 days a week, 8 to 10 hours a day. And it wasn't good for my mental health. It wasn't good. I was socially isolated. I didn't see clients because they didn't need to come in. I wasn't good for my physical health, like lower back pain, blah, blah, blah. And I wasn't seeing people. And I really craved like having a connection with people. So I wanted to do something that didn't involve sitting at a desk in front of a computer and dealing, just like my head was doing all the work. So I wanted my body to do something. And I went and had this massage with this guy, and he said, "Oh, well, I'm earning XYZ from doing this massage." And I'm like, oh my God, like, Robin, you're the fool. Like, he's getting cash in hand. While he's getting cash in hand, you're slaving at this desk. And I didn't even know if I would like massage. Like, I've never touched, like, as I said, I've never touched a person intimately that have not had sex with. So for me, then, and the opposite sex as well, and then like you're putting hands on people's thighs, their body, it's intimate. It's very intimate. But I love it. I absolutely love it. And I love the healing nature of it. And what I love really about it is the giving aspect. Like, I just give myself to somebody else for their benefit for an hour. And it actually makes me feel great. It makes me feel great. I would do it for free. Sorry, I'm not doing it for free, but I would. Some people I would do it for free. I love it that much.
Okay, next question is, tell me something that your best friends, what do they do that always comforts you?
That always what, sorry?
Comforts you.
They listen to me. They put up with me. Sometimes I think a million miles an hour. I can talk a million miles an hour, and it's just like, it's like, and they can sort of put up with all of that, and then I'll come back to a point of, leveling down, and we'll just get on with our lives. So, and I think also the thing, that comforts me with my friends is, we're on a similar wavelength, doesn't make me feel like I'm a weirdo.
Mm-hmm.
So, and yeah.
Which person in your life right now you feel more connected with or more close to?
Which person?
Yeah, you feel more connected with or more close to?
I have this amazing friend called Moana. She's back in Australia. Mm-hmm. I actually mentioned you to her. I met her nearly 10 years ago as part of a business coaching event. And we're very different people, but we just get each other. And now that I'm in the UK, it's a big time zone difference, so we haven't caught up as much, but we've caught up. We've been able to have like 2 phone calls this week. And it's just, we can talk for an hour and a half at a time. And she just has such an amazing perspective on life and what she's going through. And then what she's going through weirdly sort of mirrors what I'm going through in my life, like in a different way, but the concepts end up being quite similar. So that she's always just been such a good rock, like to bounce ideas off, to move forward, to overcome. Yeah, amazing.
Okay, so let's say that she's watched this interview right now and you have a moment, an opportunity to send her a message. What would you say?
Moana, I love you.
Oh, that's sweet.
Thank you for always being there for me.
Oh, sweet. Last question, ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Last question.
Oh, I heard a bit of the music then.
Great. Before the last question, people would like to have a treatment with you, yeah, la massage. What's something about your service, something that you do that stands out, or something unique about the way, that you perform your massage that's your face?
You really want to go there? Of course. I have very big hands, which I know I have big hands, and I have big hands. So what? I have big feet. I have big nose, whatever. But the great thing is that I've heard from both men and women that my hands are big, so it covers a lot of area, but my hands are also warm and they're firm but soft. So men like it, women like it. And I don't know what it is, but I thank God or the universe or whoever is up there for giving me this gift to be able to put my hands on people and make them feel better.
Wow.
So because I just love the energy of it. I think I work in a very intuitive way with people. And I think that does, it's like if you experience mechanical customer service versus somebody who's genuinely interested in you, I think it comes across to the people that I work with, my clients, that I think they can feel it energetically.
Totally. And Scorpio, they are very intuitive as well. It's a big characteristic of Scorpio. So, it's very, as I said, about being expressive. Somehow it's visible. People feel that. So
I believe so, it depends on your belief, but I do believe there is an energy. There's some sort of energy because we're all energy at the end of the day, right? You divide atoms down, we're just energy. So it's highly plausible that there is an energetic thing going on.
Amazing. Last question is, what hurt your feelings?
What hurts my feelings? I get really triggered by unfairness. Like, I can deal with a lot of stuff. I can deal with things not going right, but when something is unfair, I will go off. And so, yeah, in terms of hurting my feelings, like, I don't care what people say about me. I've been through a lot in my life. I had cancer. I survived cancer. And like, I can tell you, once you've had cancer and you've had chemotherapy and your hair falls out, you just go, you know what? I can handle a lot, So it's pretty hard to hurt my feelings, but I do get triggered by unfairness, I'd have to say.
Do you cry easily, Robin?
No, I don't. But I do in some movies, like some romantic movies. I will just start tearing up and cry like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm crying in this movie. Don't anybody see.
Tell me when was the last time that you cried and why, if you can share.
Oh my goodness. I think I was probably watching a movie, and then something soapy, I don't know. Just sometimes it's random, like there's some emotional thing going on in the story, like some love story or some death or something like that. And then I would literally just start weeping. So I can't remember when but it was probably quite recently. And probably because I don't cry a lot. Otherwise, I think it sort of gets stored up and then I just I let it all out.
I see. Okay, so the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay? Let's start with money.
Rent boys.
Fear.
Sharks.
Life.
An adventure.
Family.
Oh, painful.
Oops. Love.
Tricky.
Religion.
Unnecessary.
Sex.
Essential.
Politics.
Really?
Friendship.
Friendship. It's lovely.
Desire.
It's strong.
Regret.
Even stronger.
Success.
An illusion.
Wish.
Powerful.
Happiness.
Mandatory.
One word for Australia.
Sorry?
One word for Australia.
Sunny.
One word for London.
Oh, exciting.
One word for lawyer.
Dull.
One word for massage therapist.
Oh, healing.
Amazing. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your best friend for a coffee. Yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
going to meet your best friend. Define Robin in one positive and one negative word only. What your best friend would say.
What would I want to say? They'd say I'm an adventurer.
Mhm.
And the negative, they would say I'm a procrastinator.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Let's play now Robin and the magic box, and you can ask me a question. But before that, let's play the music one more time. Let's do it.
I'm sure it's the Spice Girls that you're listening to.
I've listened to Xuxa. It's a Brazilian entertainer that I grew up
Ah,
with. It is. Yes.
cool.
Okay, you can ask me a question now.
I do. What is one of your philosophies of life?
Beautiful question. Beautiful
Yeah.
question. Okay, you know, the first thing that came to my mind, Robin, it's about, sounds cliche, yeah, but I think for me it's the main thing in your life. Be yourself. Literally.
Mhm.
Literally. Like, when I say that, I really mean it, because it's such a powerful place to be when you can express the way you are, when you can, knowing your weakness, your strength, your weirdo sides, anything
Yeah.
about you, if you can put it out of that in a very genuine way, trust me, the right people would connect with you, the wrong people would leave somehow, and you're gonna live your authentic life. I know saying that, I know sometimes not easy because different reasons, society or different things in our lives, but I think for me, like success when you can be your truly self, and like every single day, when you can embrace who you really are. And I
I
think
love that.
it sounds cliche, I know that,
No,
but do you know when you feel it, like when you go, like, you know what? And I remind me all the time that I think when I go, and I feel grateful that I can express the way I am, I can embrace my negativity, my the thing that needs to improve. At the same time as well, I feel happy the way I see life, the way I approach life. And I think this is about being yourself. And I go, like, you know what? I feel lucky because I can express the way I am, knowing the person who I am. And I know, because I know few people, they can't for different reasons. That's why I feel grateful for that. And I think it's a cliche, but that's the main thing in everything in our lives. When you are yourself, things just go in the right direction somehow.
and you know what? Confidence is sexy. And when you have confidence in yourself, you are like a magnet. And you can call, oh, Robin, you're a Scorpio, this. But when you're confident in yourself, it is such a sexy, attractive characteristic.
Totally.
And a lot of people don't have it, sadly. But I think it's something we all need to work on. I agree.
Totally, absolutely. And I think when you look in the mirror, you go, like, okay, you know what? I can be my true self from now on, or I am my true self. I think it's freeing. Like, you feel like, wow,
It's very freeing.
Yeah, amazing. Great question. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Did you enjoy the interview, Robin?
I loved it. Thank you. A funny situation. I ended up in this corner of this office building, but
You're so sweet. You're so sweet to make time and the place for the interview as well. Oh,
well, I look forward to I look forward to seeing it. And I love your smile. And I was nearly going to ask you something about your smile as my question, because it's very powerful. So it's very powerful, your smile, which I can totally believe you're a Scorpio. But yeah, the philosophy of life is very interesting because, yeah, it's a
Thank you.
similar thing.
Thanks
If you have
again.
a smile like that, you have a good philosophy of life. That's what I thought.
I think a smile is peace starts with a smile. I saw that once, and I think it's great.
Yeah.
Before you go, Robbie, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
One of the things that I saw and I've really embraced was this quote which said, "The best way to predict the future is to create it."
Wow, that's
And
amazing.
that's how I live my life. I'm obviously not 100%. I'm not a I'm not the super trailblazer, but I do believe in that. I don't believe in, you've got to think outside the box. You've got to get outside your comfort zone. You create your own future. That's the best way to predict what's going to happen. Create it.
Amazing. Thanks again, okay? And keep in touch, and see you in London one day, okay? Keep in touch.
Yeah. I look forward to it. We're going to bump into each other on the street, I bet.
Oh my God, imagine.
If we're going to do it, I know it. We're going to do it.
Our intuition, you know what I mean? Scorpio.
I'll see your smile from like 25 meters away.
Amazing. Keep in touch, okay? It was a pleasure having you on the show, okay? Have a good night.
Thanks, William. You have a great night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.